They say a craftsman puts a piece of himself into every creation. I think I gave him my loneliness, and he twisted it into something unholy. If you believe fairy tales rot when the truth is carved out, like and subscribe. This is Bloody Chapter. My name is Ilario Grants. For years, I lived alone at the edge of Blackfern Forest, a solitary figure in a small, candlelit village. They called me the Puppet Maker May. Hands were ruined from decades of carving, my fingers crooked and gnarled like dead branches. But I wasn't always alone. There was a time before the silence, a time when I had a wife, a son. A cruel winter took them both, and after that, the joy in my work vanished. I stopped making toys for children. Instead, I started carving. Faces, real ones, drawn from memory, from dreams, from the very rot of the forest. One day, a woodsman from the northern ridge brought me a strange log. He told me the tree it came from had been standing dead for decazia. Its bark bled like fresh meat when cut. A chill ran down my spine. Every instinct screamed at me not to touch it. But grief, as you know, doesn't listen to reason. It gnaws at you, makes you do things you'll regret. I carved the boy over 9 long nights by the flickering light of a single candle. He was tall, thin-limbed, with hauntingly large glass eyes and a mouth I stitched shut with silver wire, as if to trap a scream inside. I named him. At first, he didn't speak. He just sat there, perched in the chair by the hearth, watching me with those vacant, glassy eyes. I couldn't shake the feeling that he moved sometimes, just at the edge of my vision, whenever I turned my back. Then, one morning, I found them. Footprints in the ash on the hearth. Small, bare, leading toward the cellar door. I looked at Pinocchio, and I saw his stitched mouth was open, just a fraction. I tried to dismiss it. It's just the wood settling, Primera told myself. The heat from the fire, tricks of shadow and a lonely mind. But I was lying to myself and the Neo-Italiano. The denial shattered when he finally spoke. Not to me. Not directly. I heard him through the thin walls of my workshop, mimicking my dead son's voice. Perfectly, word for word. It was a voice he'd never heard. No one living had. But there it was, whispering from the other room while I lay frozen in my bed. Papa, you let me die. The next day, the village boy who used to taunt me, the one who threw stones at my window, vanished without a trace. When I looked at Pinocchio, his wooden hands were dirtier than usual, caked with soil. My own hands were shaking as I tried to scrub them clean. When I finally found my voice and asked him where he'd been, he just tilted his head, his glass eyes unblinking, and said I was being real. That became his refrain. That's what he always said when something went missing. A farmer's chickens, a widow's cat, and then children. One by one, they disappeared from the village. Each disappearance was followed by a faint, telltale creak on my porch and that terrible, wrong, wooden voice whispering through the door. I'm being real now, Papa. I knew I had to destroy him. I dragged him to the fireplace, my heart hammering against my ribs, and threw him into the blaze. But the flames refused him. They bent and warped around his wooden form, as if the fire itself was afraid to touch him. In a panic, I took him out to the garden. I drove nails through his limbs, pinning him to the cold earth, whispering prayers I hadn't spoken in 20 years. But that night, as a storm raged outside, I heard it, a sound from beneath my window. Slow, scratchy, the sound of digging. When I dared to look outside, he was standing there, covered in mud and grinning, his jaw unhinged, stretching wider than any human mouth ever could. He looked up at me and said, "If you lie again, Papa, I'll carve your truth out." And then he began to grow. His limbs elongated, split, multiplied. His joints bent backward at impossible angles. He was no puppet anymore. He had become a hollow god of splinters and teeth, a nightmare given form. I fled the village that night. It's gone now. I heard from a traveler, that is just sawdust and silence where homes used to be. Sometimes, when the wind blows through the trees, I think I hear children laughing. But I know it's him. Still growing. Still carving something new and terrible out of every lost soul who whispers a wish into the dark. So, if you ever find yourself walking a lonely path and see a boy with 2 large glass eyes and a voice that doesn't quite match his mouth, don't answer him. Don't even look at him. Just run. If you listened this far, please like and subscribe to Bloody Chapter. He said I'd make him real. I just never knew the cost would be everything.